What's up, guys? So I want to give you some strategies on how to handle and to get rid of intrusive thoughts. Okay, so first off, if you do not know what intrusive thought is, I will first off say that they are normal and you probably have had some in your life, okay? They basically are an unwanted thought that pops up in your head. It leaves you kind of puzzled. You're questioning who you are. You're questioning your character, why you thought that. Some examples can be, religious, violent, sexual thoughts that come up in your head. Some further examples into those categories. This is a very broad subject, so bear with me. Religious can be questioning whether you're going to heaven. It can be questioning your religion. Sexual can be, wondering, am I going to grow up to be a pedophile? Am I gay or am I straight? Questioning your sexual orientation, having fantasies about someone you shouldn't have, or having random sexual thoughts about someone that you shouldn't have, or that you're guilty of having those thoughts towards. Something violent could be committing an act of violence that's not in your character, something that you would never do. These are just some examples. So I just want you to know that they are normal, okay? And that intrusive thoughts aren't necessarily the problem. It's how we react to them, okay? Of course, there are going to be rare cases out there where we have people that are impulsive and act on their thoughts. They just kind of do. they just go after them. But for most people, these intrusive thoughts are harmless. They come through, and we have to realize that we can't turn our brains off and our thoughts off like that, but they can cause a lot of anxiety, okay? And there's more people that are going to be more vulnerable. Obviously, people with mental health issues, people that have more stress and anxiety, people that have deficiencies in their life, whether that be love, happiness, diet or exercise, nutrition, all of those things can really affect your mind. And these are some things that we need to work on and improve. So just know that these thoughts, they happen. The best thing that we can do, guys, is realize that we can't turn them off in the short term just like that. But what we can do is to let these thoughts come in. They're gonna happen anyways, right? So let them come in and then let them leave, okay? And the reason that I believe, in the beginning, whenever I would have these intrusive thoughts, whenever I was young, they were more common when I was young, okay? Of course, when your mind's changing, I feel like that probably has an uptick in that when you're a teenager. I was really worried about them, and they freaked me out, and I was just like, God, I don't want to, am I crazy? Am I weird? Until I looked more into it, and I found out that, they were normal. But the thing was, it was really scary. It caused a lot of anxiety. They were not my character. They were scary to me. And that's one thing that I think you should know. Like, if you are scared of that thought and you're like, wow, that is not me, then I think you don't have a lot to be worried about, okay? These intrusive thoughts are harmless, and yeah, they're weird and scary. They pop up in your head, but you need to let them go. You need to brush them off, okay? The problem is how we react, and if we obsess over them, we entertain them, we start getting a lot of anxiety over them, what's going to happen? They're going to keep happening, okay? There was a study done at Harvard a long time ago. They had a case study where they had some people in this room, and then they told them to visualize a certain phrase, and they visualized it, and then they said, okay, now you can think of anything else, but don't think of that phrase. And almost all of them continued. They said that all they could do was think about that one thing. It kept popping up in their head because they were focusing and trying so hard to get that thought out of their head. It happened again and happened again. Now, there's many other areas in life, and I could make a whole video series on this. There's many other areas where I can give examples, like an addiction. Okay, say you're addicted to alcohol or drug use. You're trying to get rid of this addiction, this horrible, life-crippling addiction. You can have these crazy intrusive thoughts where you've been good for 2 or 3 months. You know you don't want to drink, or you know you don't want to use drugs again, but this crazy intrusive thought pops up in your head to use again, okay? This can cause a lot of fear, a lot of anxiety, and then you have a decision. There's two different people. Some people are going to be impulsive. If it's a really, really scary thought, okay, a really, really scary thought, I think that you are, for the most part, clear. That's just my personal opinion with this. I'm not a mental health counselor. I'm not a professional. This is just me giving my own take on this. But the first thing that we got to do, guys, is just to let these kind of bounce off of us and go, okay? The next thing that we need to start doing is working on our deficiencies in our life, okay? There are things that you can do that can improve your mental health. Meditation is huge, guys. And if you do this in the morning and the evening, just meditate and think about the thing. First off, what you're doing is you're clearing your mind, okay? You're relaxing. You're the closest to your subconscious early in the morning, right when you wake up and right before you go to sleep. This is the best time to set the goals for your life. Think about and visualize where you want to be. today, tomorrow, 50 years down the road, okay? You can do this for 30 minutes a day, guys. It will change your life doing it, okay? Meditation is great for your mental health. Some other things that you can do: diet. Eat a plant-based diet, get plenty of fruits and veggies, and then lean meats, okay? Cutting out processed food, because processed food is horrible, okay, for your mental health. Addictions, guys, is going to make intrusive thoughts much, much worse, okay? So if you need to cut out the alcohol, you need to cut out the drugs, the tobacco. Caffeine is not good for your mental health at all, okay? I just recently quit caffeine almost 2 months ago, okay? That's a journey that's also going on my YouTube. You can check that out as well. So you want to cut out the substances, okay? There's, get plenty of vitamins, okay? Vitamin B6, vitamin B12 are great mood stabilizers. That's going to help you out so much. Journaling, okay? You can even write down your thoughts, all right? I had a weird intrusive thought the other day. I'm not sure why that happened. That's not like me. That's not my character. It kind of gets it off your chest. Something about writing something down helps, okay? Some other things that you can do: CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy. You can almost treat intrusive thoughts like most mental health issues. There are a lot of the same strategies, coping mechanisms to get better, okay? But you need to understand that it's not going to change overnight, just like you're not going to be a non-addict the day after you quit using, okay? You're still an addict, okay? You have a long ways to go. Anxiety, you can't turn it off just like that if you have a general anxiety disorder, okay, or panic disorder. I know from experience, it takes a long time. It takes time, it takes patience, it takes hard work. Are you going to be able to get every intrusive thought out of your mind? I do not think so. But can you significantly reduce them? I think over a long period of time of hard work, you can. But the first thing you got to do, guys, is just let that go, okay? That's a weird thought. Don't know why I've had that. But, just let that kind of go. And then just focus on living your life, doing things that you love. You're not that type of person, okay? So you're not going to be impulsive about it. So I hope you got something out of this video, guys. Like this if you got some value. Leave me a comment down below if this is something that you stressed about or have worried about in the past. Many of us don't like to admit it. It's something that's a very weird subject, and you don't want to come off as sounding crazy or psychotic. I'm actually being a little vulnerable actually making this video. Go down in the description down below. You can follow me on Twitter, get me on Snapchat. My Instagram is down there. There's a Facebook group for people dealing with panic disorder, health anxiety or hypochondria, depression, social anxiety, things like that. Join that Facebook group. We have just got over 600 members as of the day that I'm making this video, so I don't know when you're watching, and if it's way in the future, the group's probably a lot bigger. It's a great family. Everybody in there helps each other out, so be sure to join that. Subscribe if you haven't, guys. There's a lot of videos on mental health, and hit that notification bell so you can get updates whenever I have my videos. Thank you so much, guys, and I hope you have a great rest of the day.